Are live.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Wrath and Glory Under the Steel Sky. Welcome back once again to this Warhammer 40k RPG campaign. I am William Orshani, and I don't know why I'm talking in this particular cadence. But yeah, I'm your storyteller for this Wrath and Glory game. And joining me today, we have Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Remy Mara. Human.
And what is your objective, human?
Human aligned human. That's a good question. What is my objective? For the one time you remember on the first time. Use gang slang, invented or real.
Feel like you can invent some gang slang.
Sure.
Technically, aren't all words just invented?
Yes, but not all invented gang slang. Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara.
Until it gets into a dictionary.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Tina, an orc pilot, and my objective is shortly to be decided also for, which is customize a piece of war gear.
And Julia?
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm playing Laura Fire, the Eldari Corsair, and my objective for the night is unfavorably compare another species' culture, art, or technology to your own, for I believe the third session in a row.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Blair Hart, human ganger scum. That was it. Yeah. And my objective is to use gang slang to the real.
Yay.
So here's how we need that to work. One of us needs to say a thing, and then the other one just needs to repeat it, and we're done.
Okay.
I was expecting one of you to just like have a conversation in complete gang slang and just have no English. Just start saying words. But we will not be joined this week by Sen, who is not feeling well. We probably will be joined later by Jack, who is playing Aristarchus, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Medic at this point, yeah, he's your medic.
I don't know if it's his actual, whatever you call it, but archetype, but.
And Sen will not be joining us will not be playing blah, as my brain completely forgets names. Sarah Sartinos, the inquisitorial agent, now interrogator. And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Eat the rich, and this stream is probably powered by Sirenscape. I just need to figure out if I want to have any particular thing.
May or may not be. Any sort of background noise then is potentially Sirenscape.
But when last we left our agents,
who are we agents? Someone
yes.
Tell Tina, can we get a badge? Sort of a
no.
Pull up Sirenscape to make sure the sound is actually going.
Not yet.
Yeah, I thought not.
At least not in the most recently pinned one.
Yep.
There we go.
Louder than I thought.
Thank you for reminding me, Sirenscape, that you reset to 100% volume every single time.
Mine doesn't. I don't know.
That music will do the job.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
very that fits. That's very 80s sci-fi noir, like
Cyberpunk.
Blade Runner-y.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like it. What's this one called? Because
This is from the Cyberpunk Warehouse 29 section on Sirenscape. This one is just called Combat Music.
it's just while I'm working it, sometimes just put on Sirenscape instead of what I usually do, because I'm digging that.
But when last we left off, your group had descended into the underground beneath the Hive City, past the radiation warnings, and descended into the hive of the Gene Stealer cult. Having been attacked and ambushed by a group of Gene Stealers, the group had a difficult fight. And then made their way further in to find the mysterious inquisitorial agent that they had been intending to meet, who turned out, upon actually encountering them as they butchered another group of Gene Stealers similar to the one that had previously given you trouble, turned out to be a member of the Adeptus Astartes, one of the Emperor's own space marines. And beyond that, also revealed themselves to be Hyphratia Tandris, presumably a member of House Tandris, who had been elevated to a space marine. Probably a long time ago. Also an agent of the Death Watch, the inquisitorial Ordo Xenos Order of Space Marines that serves at the behest of the Inquisition. She had announced that her goals were to eliminate the Gene Stealer Patriarch and stop the spread of the infestation, which your group happens to be aligned with. And so that's where we picked up in that particular moment.
Great.
As
you go first.
As for reference for Julia, this 8.5, 9 feet tall, massive tank level armor, is dressed. The armor is painted almost entirely black, save for the, as I try and remember my references. Scroll all the way down, fool. Get back to where we are actually at. There we go. Save for the left arm, which is painted silver and marked with a wide variety of like inscriptions and lettering, with the skull of the Death Watch upon it and the Imperial Eagle in sort of brass along the chest. The right shoulder is blue and marked with the white Ultra symbol of Ultramar, and the Ultramarines. And they have a bolt pistol on their hip and a bolt rifle slung across their back. And in their hands is a massive chain-sword. They've removed their helmet, and you can see that they have sort of reddish-orange hair with bright green eyes that sort of is pulled back into a neat ponytail that sort of rests about inside the collar of the armor. As she sort of looks across the area, having the two groups having decided that they will be working together on this, as she sort of turns and walks over to one of the other rooms. We'll have to proceed carefully. the radiation levels get more intense as we go further in. They're not consistent. This area hasn't been used for its intended purpose in a long time, so most of the radiation is lingering in pockets. My armor and adaptations will see me through just fine, but you are perhaps more vulnerable, she says as she sort of walks over to a machine console and starts to punch numbers in and interface with the machinery. Which means that we will need to try and find a route that has the smallest pockets and least density of radiation if we're going to arrive as one.
What's radiation?
Something that can kill you.
You can't fight it.
That's also not a challenge.
Okay.
I'm not
Tina's-
explaining this.
This Tina's like, how do I fight radiation?
No, she's planning on keeping an eye out for it now because she's been warned. Does not understand that it's invisible.
Gotta be on your toes. Laurel will sidle up against or to Hyphrasia. But they're going to be routes that all of us will be able to travel.
If we are fortunate, she says as she sort of looks over the readout on this console. I'd come here because there is a still functioning auger array that should, at the very least, allow us to monitor proximate levels in the region and plan a route. And she sort of continues to punch things into the computer. May I
Right.
ask each of you who you are and what your purpose is on this world, and in these depths specifically?
I'm Tina, a member of the Dig Tinker tribe, which is also down here. I mean, they're not like down this part. We like went a different way, but they're down here too.
Yes, I heard the sound of orcs approaching.
Yes.
Laura Belfire, mercenary in range of House Tandris.
My house still thrives then. I had heard such, but hadn't dropped by on my journey.
And what is your connection? I mean, obviously, what is your relation to them?
Who is the current head of House Tandris?
Malton.
That would be my twice great grandnephew.
Great.
I don't understand human genealogy.
That would make you well over. We're probably around the same age, aren't we?
I've been in active service for nearly 300 years.
Oh, never mind then.
Wonderful.
Is that how you got so big? Tina's operating on the lobster strategy.
I should say
of how-
I've been in active service for nearly 300 years. My actual age is difficult to discern. Having been one of Belisarius Call's experiments, and time measuring in the Imperium being what it is, my true age could be anywhere from 500 to 1,000.
Fascinating.
Sure.
Is that how you got so big? You are very big for a human.
That story is somewhat more complicated, but suffice it to say that most humans who live this long will not be this large, no.
All right
Tina
then.
is slightly in awe.
I'm Blair Hart. head of the Hostile Hearts. And we're here looking, I'm your assistant. I'm sorry, it's been a few weeks. We were looking for something here. What are we looking for?
Her specifically, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. We're assisting to look for you.
I mean, we're looking for something else. You're just very helpful potentially for that.
I'm afraid the secret's been spilled. But I understand that based on our conversation and our interaction previous, I take it that you and the Inquisitor that you are working with are looking to deal with another problem that might require my aid beyond the current gene stealer issue.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Sure.
I would certainly be more able to assist once this has been dealt with and my official task is done. I would be waiting some time for any kind of extraction, so I would be more than ready to act independently while I wait. In the meantime,
right.
she says, and she sort of finishes punching down a series of numbers. I believe I may have found a route that has minimal risk of radiation exposure.
Okay, point the direction.
And she puts the helmet back on, and the immediately you can hear the deepening of the voice as it's filtered through the helmet. There is not no risk of radiation exposure, so I would recommend caution.
Lead the way, please.
Is she indicating a direction?
Yeah, I'm just watching Jeremy's expression right now.
Sure. If I see radiation, I'll tell it stay away.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They'll be fine.
Stay behind me, and I will attempt to maneuver should ambient radiation levels begin to increase.
Laurel is going to reach into her pack and grab a silver bundle that looks like cloth and a helmet and hand it to Remy.
Okay.
Void suit. Can survive space.
I will. How bulky and hard is it to move in?
It's a little like it's not like a full-on spacesuit. It's more like you ever seen those Tyvek suits that are worn for like going near volcanoes?
I think so.
It's like slightly larger than just wearing clothes and
Yes.
has like the circular like column helm thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exciting. All right.
She will think for a moment and then hand Blair another one.
All right. Thank you.
Blair suddenly becomes Southern.
Blair's been Southern.
I was
She's
going to
already
say.
had this accent.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm mixing
I've had
character
this
accents.
accent the entire time.
You
I'm mixing
absolutely have.
characters.
It's
I was
not Mistle.
Oh yes, I was thinking of Mistle for a second.
Fine, Johnny's just trying to make you question your sanity.
It's already gone. No energy right now.
I'm right there with you. My sanity's been gone for a long time.
It's overrated anyways.
But she opens one of the doors and maneuvers her way out of it. You get the comparison is made even larger when you see her try and walk through a door and you realize that her shoulders almost scrape both sides.
No, finally someone normal. This is great.
Yeah. How tall is Tina at this point? Like 8 foot with the power suit, right?
Yeah, I think she's about the same size with her power suit. She was small for an orc. So
Yeah, normally an orc in mega armor would be bigger than a space marine, but
Yeah.
with you, you're about the same size.
Yep. I am following right behind.
Yep.
This is fascinating. I have so many questions for this person.
Laurel is staying in the back.
Saris is taking up rank immediately behind High Freya as she steps through, and she puts the chain sword on her belt and pulls that bolt gun off of her back, which the bolt gun is like it's a very large blocky weapon. It is like an enormous sort of rectangular barrel with a banana clip, banana magazine that emerges out from the bottom with shells that look like they are the size of like Tina's fist. She just sort of puts it in a ready stance at her shoulder. Normally, any of you who have ever seen a bolt gun before have only ever seen one with like an extensively long stock designed to help handle the massive recoil. None of that on this gun. It is entirely just trigger casing. It's very like close to hand and not a lot of extra design on it.
Very utilitarian.
Yeah. Also would probably break anyone else's arm trying to shoot it without a stock. But as she sort of shoulders it and maneuvers in, she continues speaking. I understand that the Inquisition recruits a wide variety of individuals for a variety of tasks. However, I am surprised to find not only an Eldari working among the ranks of the Inquisition, but also an orc. Care to enlighten me as to how that one came to pass?
I point at Saris. That's how.
Desperate times, I suppose.
I don't work for her.
Good to know. And then you get the sense that she sort of files that away as permission to kill if becomes dangerous.
I don't know if Tina picks up on that.
Probably best if she doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a roll. Tina's just stating a fact.
Maybe 100% has.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Blair will follow that up with a, but Tina is a vital component to what we are doing and very helpful and important.
Thanks.
I'll keep that in mind. And you get the sense that the target priority list has moved down to if actively attacking.
All right, well, lead the way.
She sort of rounds a corner and there's a burst of bolter fire as your ears are almost immediately left ringing by the close proximity of high caliber rounds firing off at short range. As she sort of rounds a corner, sees something, squeezes off a few shots, and then continues to walk forward past towards where she had just opened fire.
I look to see what may have gotten shot.
You look over as she sort of walks past, and you see that there is one of those cultists who had been standing next to what appears to have been a heavy gun emplacement and had looked like they had been about to try and man it to open fire is just gunned down.
I let her continue on, and I lean in and murmur to Claire or Blair. No, I said Claire. What do you think the odds are we can distract Saris in one direction, shoot this bitch in the back of the head, and just say it was a casualty of the fight?
Extremely slim.
So you're not saying zero.
There is always a chance. I'm saying don't do it.
All right. Let's go.
And she continues on past the heavy weapon emplacement as she sort of walks over to another door. And you sort of hear, she stops, she puts a hand on the door, stops for a second, seems to think. I don't suppose one of you is any good at particularly stealthy operation, are you?
Yes.
Laurel is beside her.
I point at Laurel, that one.
What do we need?
There is... My helmet sensors are picking up several problems in the room ahead. First of them is an open radiation leak, which I will need to close before any of you can proceed and allow the air to filter. The second problem is electromagnetic sensors are picking up automated servitor weaponry, which is likely not in excellent working condition with the amount of radiation it's been exposed to. I would rather not put anyone in the line of fire of dealing with those, and rather would like to see if someone could quietly make their way around once I've cleared the radiation to activate the console and shut down the weaponry rather than having to push our way through it.
She will nod. Very well.
All right. You'll have a couple of minutes once I shut this door behind me. Do not open it until I return. And the door slides up. She takes 2 steps through, hits a button, and it slides back down. And she is separated from your group for the moment.
We're going a lot slower now. It feels like.
Bitch.
She seems nice.
No, she doesn't.
She has not killed us yet. That is nice.
No, but she's planning it.
We will cross that bridge when we come to it.
There are more of us. So, we got that on our side. If it comes to it. But she's pretty good at shooting things. It's just, we're going very slowly.
And we knew that was going to be the case regardless.
Tina did not know.
I did not know, no. It's been a lot of waiting.
Uh-huh.
I want to run forward.
I know.
That's how you...
Die, yes.
No.
Die faster.
Called tactics. You get ahead of them before they realize you're coming.
It's not how tactics work.
It is in Tina's mind.
Someone needs to teach Tina how to play chess.
That's on you, Lorwell.
We survived.
You are officially dubbed Tina's chess teacher.
What's chess?
You're gonna have a great deal of fun.
Okay. She actually looks excited about this. This does sound fun. It sounds like it might be a vague competition of some sort, which she's into. This is good.
There's gonna be so many smashed chess boards. So many.
Sort of like flip the
What do you mean the horse can't move this way? Snip.
You don't know. Tina hasn't like raged at anything.
No,
She's
not
just-
at all.
Yeah.
So Captain Millennia goes and fixes our radiation issues, at least immediately ahead. What exactly is the plan from here?
Well, we're clearing out the gene stealers.
Uh-huh.
And then she said she could help us because she doesn't have she can decide what she wants to do.
We still need to locate Tycho and Janaea.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
An ally as powerful as her.
Is a good thing and a very bad thing.
I'm aware. The moment she decides she's done with us, we'll have a few moments left to live.
More than that. The moment she decides, you do this, we don't have choices.
Such is the way of the Inquisition.
Strictly speaking, Sarah says, speaking out for a moment.
Remy is fully aware that Sarah has had no issue with this. Carrying on this conversation.
Strictly speaking, as an interrogator, my rank does outstrip hers as a simple member of the Death Watch.
You're so much. Okay. Hat. You have a very big hat.
Humans are weird.
Yeah. Sweet. So Saris will just tell her not to do that, and then we'll be good.
That is, strictly speaking, within my authority, and records of the Astartes do indicate that those of the Ultramarines chapter are more than most avid in regimentation and adherence to authority.
Okay.
Do we think she's going to be pretty good at finding Janae? I don't know what great grandniece means. That gonna have like any weight in talking to her or
Probably not much.
No.
It means she's distantly related and has probably never met her before.
no?
Arguably, it's going to be harder.
Mm,
Because we need to approach them very, very carefully.
Yeah.
And she's gonna have a lot of, let's just say, unresolved issues around family
Yeah.
and around just about anything top world. That's not going to be the way to approach. So I know it's weird to hear me on the doom train, but I don't see this as great. Other than the current situation, because a lot of killing.
That is
Well,
what
it's
the
a lot of
Astartes specialize in.
and it's a lot of speculation right now anyway, because we can't get to where we think she is until this is done. So
I didn't know you knew what speculation was.
yeah, it's when you think about something that might happen.
Honestly, accurate enough.
Let's just get this over quick. The quicker we can get it over with, the better chance that she's still in the place where we know she was, at least.
Yes, but I should note that any of us falling ill to radiation sickness is not a good way to make this happen faster.
Not saying that.
So let's just try and at that point the door opens and the Astartes is standing there again. As she steps out and the door shuts behind her. Radiation will clear in a few moments. At that point, it will be up to you to avoid the gun's targeting sensors and get to the console to disable them.
Is it a really big room on the other side?
There is plenty of machinery in the way, so there should be ample cover to try and hide from the sensors.
Okay.
And she sort of looks back at the door and sort of holds up an arm and sort of shows that there's like a computer array on the forearm bracer of her armor, and she sort of shows it out, and there's sort of like a slowly descending reading that seems to be getting less and less frequent as time goes on. And she just sort of holds it out for anyone else who's curious to look at. Radiation levels are dropping. Should be within tolerable levels within 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Laurel will slide the door open.
I give you a pat on the back. For luck.
You got this.
And
Okay.
slide in. Roll me stealth.
That's what I wanted to see. I would like to spend a wrath to re-roll that, please.
Yeesh.
Mm.
Ooh.
It's a complication, but there are 4 successes. Do you have an idea of what you want that complication to be?
I feel like Laurel's getting shot by one of these guns at least.
Mm. So, as you make your way into the room, beyond the door, now you've actually got like a visual on what's in here. You see a lot of pipework and ancient, like, human machinery. There are valves and readouts everywhere that you look. You can see a like wide array of different computer screens and like old-timey valve readers and like a bunch of needles and computers and pipes everywhere. And across the way, as you sort of duck in some of the like pipe work, you can see a pair of auto turret servitors, which are basically they look like guns that have been implanted into the wall that have like the torso of something human looking grafted into the back of them. Knowing these humans and how they make these things, it's probably clone meat that is being used to act as the cognizance engine of an automated weapon. It still looks like the upper half of a person melded into the lower half of a gun, but and slotted into a wall like the world's most horrifying animatronic. But you sort of identify the two of them, and you see that they are both equipped with, appropriately for the environment they're in, heavy-duty las cannons, which are weapons that can melt through metal at high precision without firing a whole bunch of explosive ordnance, which makes them very good at killing things without necessarily setting off detonations. You start to duck and weave your way through. And at one point, you're fairly certain that you should have absolute line of sight blocking cover from these things. But then some of this machinery is not as thick as you thought it was, and some of the pipes give way to just enough visibility for the gleam of your armor to be seen. And one of the turrets sort of zzz, and there's a as a blast of laser energy fires itself at you, and I am going to quickly roll a thing. What's your defense?
Slightly higher than last time we discussed this. 3.
With exactly 2 successes, it misses you.
Yeah.
As you hear the weapon charging and tuck into a roll back behind into further forward into another set of pipes and machinery, as you sort of glance behind you as you roll forward and see this like condensed beam of powerful energy just cut through the space where you had been and just sort of leaves a bit of slag in the metal behind you where you had been standing.
Not today.
This reminds you to keep your head down.
She will buckle up and continue the rest of the way.
But with 4 successes, you continue moving and manage to avoid being seen again by the sensors on these turrets. And eventually, you manage to make your way to an alcove that sits off to one side of them, outside of their field of view and arc of fire, that appears to have the console that Hyphratia mentioned, that appears to be controlling these turrets. How do you interface with it to turn them off?
That's a great question. Lorwell didn't think this far. So it's just terminal? Or
Yeah, basically. Terminal and series of like cables and wires and leading it generally in the direction of the turrets.
She's just going to flip out her plasma sword, turn that on, and slide straight through the cables.
All right. Roll me an attack with your sword.
There you go. Oh boy, another application.
I'm doing great, guys.
Roll me damage.
Okay.
All right. Yep. That's not what I expected. So you take this plasma blade and just slice through some of these wires. There is an electronic spark that arcs through the machinery of your plasma blade and into your arm. As I need you to go ahead and roll me determination.
Okie dokie.
Nice. What would have been 2 wounds has turned into 2 shock.
How appropriate.
As you are basically tased by the line that you just cut. But afterwards, you hear a sparking coming from the 2 turrets and sort of mechanical wind down noises. As the las cannons lose power and the servitors in the wall lose any sort of signal that they were getting.
She will begin making her way back.
Go on.
She will stealth back.
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
You make your way back, and just out of raw curiosity, you sort of pause for a second in that position that had almost got you shot previously, and sort of look, and you see the turret that normally would see you in this position again just doesn't respond, and so that leaves you fairly confident that you are not in danger at the moment. As you slide your way back to the door that you had entered from.
It slides up. We're good.
Was there any conversation in the meantime while that was waiting?
Tina was mostly listening at the door in case Laurel needed us to bust through. It's kind of worried, like sending one person in alone, it might not have gone well. So she's been quiet.
Largely giving our new friend side eye.
Her attention appears to have been entirely fixed on the door, just sort of waiting for it to open. She seems to be entirely focused on the mission in front of her.
Good.
Blair keeping an eye on Remy.
I'm
Making
not
sure
gonna
Remy
kill her.
just watch. I didn't say you were gonna kill her.
I'm not
She's
gonna try and fail to kill her either.
keeping an eye. That's all.
Certainly not now. Saris is in the room.
But as Laurel re-enters, High Fratia sort of nods as you announce that it's done. Excellent work.
Good job.
Thank you. And she will step to the side and just sort of arm out.
Let's continue moving. And she steps through the door.
Yep.
The rest of you, as you walk through, you can sort of see there is so a lot of the interior of this floor is sort of like covered in soot, presumably from a light layer of scorching from being constantly ionized over the course of the past however long. There is a small path that Laurel had cut through it of her footsteps. There is a much larger set of footsteps that obviously came from Hyphratia that moved over to a particularly large machine instead of valves in one wall. You can sort of see where she apparently had interacted with the radiation engine and like the radiation leak and sort of sealed it off and vented out the contaminated air. But you move past all of that, and make your way through the machinery and come out the other end in front of the door that these two servitors had been guarding. You see both of them appear to be powered down. While the machinery involved in these two gunners is now deactivated, the organics are still alive. So there is still sort of like this faint twitch to these like cybernetic monstrosities as they sort of scan the air with eyes that are no longer functioning because they were augmetic and had a power supply. These two blind watchers just sort of pan side to side with guns that don't work as High Thracia steps up to the door and sort of leans against it for a second, doesn't seem to hear anything, and opens it. She steps through and looks back. We are getting closer to the spawning chamber for these gene stealers. The Patriarch will be there. That will be an exceptionally dangerous encounter. Any of you who are not prepared for extreme combat should stay to the corners of the room and avoid getting caught in the crossfire.
Blair stares down Aristarchus at that.
Aristarchus, I will certainly focus more on any kind of support that I might be able to provide from the sidelines.
Thank you.
Ready. He looks excited.
We'll see how this goes.
All right, there's a ways to go yet, but
Lead the way.
yeah, she does so. As the group of you make your way further down. A few more halls pass, and as you're walking, everyone go ahead and give me an awareness test.
Brr. Nice.
Remy's on edge.
Something bad's gonna happen.
Always.
So, Laurel and Remy are the first ones to hear it, which means they're also the ones that have the time to react to it. As you start to hear and detect that the ground that you're walking on no longer has solid matter beneath it. You start to hear it echo more as if you're walking over a chasm. And then you hear the floor start to give way.
I'm grabbing the two people, one in each hand on either side of me, and just pulling back and yanking.
Laurel is doing the same.
So,
So which one of us gets to dislocate our shoulder pulling on Tina?
It was Laurel.
So the two of you go ahead and thusly give me an I don't think there's an acrobatic skill. So
Athletics?
yeah, give me athletics.
Great. Great.
Hey,
I mean,
that's pretty good. Nice.
So Remy, with only two successes, you do manage to you're not able to pull yourself and someone else entirely out of the way, but you are able to put Tina between you and the fall.
The classic strategy.
Whereas Laurel, you are able to grab, I will say Aristarchus in this particular instance, and leap out of the way. As the ground underneath gives out. And the majority of you, with the exception of Laurel and Aristarchus, plummet down into darkness.
how does it feel? I'm kidding. I don't say that.
You're gonna get shot later.
I didn't say it.
Remy, fortunately, you have a Tina in the way.
Tina,
And-
unfortunately, you have a Remy behind you.
I feel like that's not that bad, really. He's not that heavy.
So I would like Tina and Blair to roll me determination.
Determination.
Where is determination?
It's on combat, I believe.
Yeah, it's in the combat tab.
Hey, I'm starting to learn the sheet.
Nice. That's one.
All right. I'm gonna roll a number of dice here.
How dead are these two?
So caring.
So it would have been 3 mortal wounds, which would be wounds that ignore your resistance. They just go through.
Oh,
However, Blair, you convert those 3 into shock.
Okay.
And Tina, you convert one of them into shock.
oh, okay.
How you doing?
How many that would have been
So
3?
2 wounds.
Fine.
Two.
So you take 2 wounds and 1 shock, and Blair just takes 3 shock.
I'm still alive. Not looking great.
As the and you
I feel
see
like
that
I'm just trying to cradle.
you see
Remy,
that
it's
in a similar situation you can
No, I
see
pulled
that
back.
Yeah.
What happens when you're full on shock?
you are exhausted.
Okay.
You gain the status condition exhausted, which is in the conditions list. But basically, it means that I believe it's a difficulty increase on everything you do, and any further shock you take becomes wounds.
Awesome. All right.
Did that go away? Because I remember being exhausted at one point.
Yeah, when you
then I-
regain shock, you stop being exhausted.
Okay, cool. I think I did that.
Yeah, so if we were to enter combat on your turn, you can only walk or crawl or perform a basic combat action or fall back. Additionally, you may not roll determination, and any additional shock you suffer becomes mortal wounds. However, outside of combat, it basically means you are fucking exhausted.
Very tired.
How far did you plummet?
So as you and Aristarchus have pulled to the side and like off to one side as the floor gave out, you see that the group of them as a whole fell probably 50, 60 feet into what appears to have been a like a tunnel that was dug out underneath. You're fairly certain this was not standard manufacture of like when this place was actually in use. You're pretty certain this tunnel was dug out since then.
I saw your smile, Jeremy,
I'm
when Shawnee mentioned how far.
listen. I'm just saying it's nice that people are like, oh, why are you so badly hurt? Not that I can think of anybody in particular, Tina. Now get to know why you're so badly hurt.
As
Ow.
so, and Remy, as you are comfortably nestled on Tina's
Yep.
back, having taken no damage from the fall, you look over and you can see that it looks like in a very similar fashion. When the fall happened, Hyphratia sort of spun and grabbed Saris and seems to have cradled her in the fall. Seems to have taken the impact pretty well herself, but Saris also likewise is uninjured due to having a space marine between her and the ground.
Well, that was fun.
As Hyphratia sort of gets up off the ground.
Ow.
That's going to make things significantly more complicated. She says that she looks up and doesn't see an immediate way to get back up there.
Where are we? I'm looking around at this tunnel.
As you look around, you see that you appear to be in some sort of like travel tunnel, like it seems to have been dug out for the purposes of traveling along. It seems to head basically in two directions. There's further in or back out towards where you came from.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like it was designed to interface with the area above because you don't see any like handholds or ways to climb back up. It just looks like the floor that this was dug out underneath just gave out underneath it. Because
That's
it was
bad
open
engineering.
Air,
Okay.
open air and a bunch of heavy people walking across it.
Okay. Dug up by whom or what? A human sort of things or an animal?
It's hard to say. It definitely looks more. It looks. It does not look like something that claws. Like not. I should say. It doesn't look like it was dug by a burrowing animal.
Okay.
It definitely looks like it was dug out and then things with feet trod it.
Well, this might lead to a lair or something. Then we don't have to go and walk into the middle of what is patriarch, something like that. We can find
Yes.
like
This might lead us into. This might be even more dangerous than the path that we had just taken. Especially because we have been separated from the rest of our group, she says, looking up to where Laurel and Aristarchus are sort of on a higher platform.
well, that's not ideal, but they could join us. Do you have a rope? Grappling hook situation. Sort of rappel down.
Let me look at my equipment real quick.
Pretty sure I don't.
Nope.
Nope.
No, I don't.
Times like these that I wish I had my Ridge Runner. Could just sort of like get a ramp situation and
So are Aristarchus and I still able to see them from up here, or did it just go dark?
It's fairly dark, but you can see sort of shapes down there.
So her green eye will glow as she grabs the thermal imaging to make sure everybody's alive.
Yeah, and you can as you look, you can definitely see that they are moving with the prey sense.
All right, everybody.
You just see one form that is just holding a single hand up with most of the fingers lowered.
Some type of human gesture I don't quite understand.
why do you say it's more dangerous down here? Are we in radiation?
No, I think these tunnels might have been dug to help them avoid radiation.
Oh, good. I take the radiation suit off.
Yes, you should be clear to do that.
I think she means it's unpredictable down
Yes,
here.
we don't know where these are going to go. and we don't know how traveled they're going to be.
Mm.
Oh, darn.
We also don't know what we're going to find down here.
You guys are just making it more enticing, you realize.
We may run into pure strain gene stealers, in which case it will be a very hectic fight.
Not making it better.
She's just being truthful.
I'm looking up. Does it look like, is this this is a rubble situation? Is there like a path where it looks like you might be able to climb down
So the tunnel is sort of like vaguely circular, and the section where the ground caved in, it's less that like it was like a trap and more like it was just a floor that gave out because someone dug the ground underneath it and then heavy things walked on it. So there's not really like a built handhold. However, some of the metal scrap from the floor might be viable for Laurel and Aristarchus to climb down, especially because they're the relatively light people in the group.
Okay. I'm gonna try and help with that. I don't know. I have this giant heavy armor on that can lift, like strength wise, can lift more than me usually. Could I assist with this?
Sure.
Sort of like try and move some rubble.
Laurel, do you and Aristarchus try and climb down to rejoin the group?
I would say yes.
All right. Who would like to make the primary role and who would like to assist? Someone will be rolling athletics.
I'm very good at athletics. I have 9 dice.
Yeah, I am very much not.
Okay, so Tina will be making the athletics roll to try and help maneuver people down. Laurel, how would you like to assist?
What Tina's not good at is determining where it would be a good idea to do this. Because she's like, you should just be able to just climb down. She's not an engineering sort of mind.
Would you like to try and spot for Tina? Would you like to just try and maneuver and try and make it easier on Tina to try and carry stuff? Would you like to just try and jump between the things that are here and what Tina's holding up? Or
I would like to. I think we're gonna go with spotting.
All right.
So athletics.
So Tina can either add your intellect rating or your awareness rating as bonus dice to her roll.
They are the same. They're both 2.
2?
So you can add an extra 2 bonus dice to this roll.
Okay. Here we go. It's a 5 with a complication.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Can't get rid of that.
You guys like your complications.
I wonder what Jack's gonna make next week's session.
So this works. As you sort of help Tina with sort of guiding, like grab that, hold it up so we can climb it, so you can climb down it. You and Aristarchus begin to make your way down. And you are able to climb your way down. However, as you make your way down, the heavy bit of like steel that Tina was holding up for you to climb, like sort of a sideways ladder, either Tina drops it or it slips, or Tina just doesn't really care when she puts it down, but it comes down with a very loud clang.
We have been heard.
You suspect that any element of surprise you may have had might have just been lost.
Fantastic. Laurel is going to keep the prey sense live while looking down the tunnel.
You're not seeing any immediate movement coming your way. You suspect, however, that whatever your next encounter might be, you no longer are going to be surprising them.
We are either going to be meeting very well prepared threats, or we have company coming soon.
Well, I always say it's better to go and meet them then.
In this instance, the orc may be right. Hyphrasia says, as she sort of pulls her bolt gun back up and just sort of shoulders it as she sort of starts to make her way down the tunnels.
You mean Tina?
Of course.
All right, fuck it. There are worse ways to die.
That's the spirit. Tina takes off down the.
That was sarcasm. Never mind.
Oh, no day to die other than today. Let's go.
Yeah.
There are many days to die other than today.
Today is the day.
Tomorrow. The day after.
Yeah. But it might
The
be
day after
today.
that. Next Saturday.
It's
month from Tuesday.
It's a good day to die.
No, it's not. What is wrong with all of you? Jesus Christ. Hate you all.
Only in death does duty end, Hyphrasia says as she takes the lead.
Yes, and many other profound sounding and ultimately useless aphorisms. Let's go.
I couldn't resist getting on the "It's a good day to die" train with one from the Space Marines.
Sure.
But with that, as you make your way down the tunnels with weapons at the ready, prepared to face whatever may be coming, that is where we will go ahead and take our break.
All right. Something you, something blah blah blah.
When we
blah,
take
blah,
our break,
blah
you
blah
take
blah
your
blah
break.
blah.
Get up.
Bye. We're back, and we're just back.
Dinosaur
That's
story.
it. There's no dinosaurs.
I'm getting
I
ahead
killed the dinosaurs.
I'm getting
I killed
ahead
them
of
all.
Sen.
All the dinosaurs are dead.
So you were the meteor. You, as if we might say, came in like a wrecking ball.
Yes, absolutely.
I am curious to settle a debate between my children. Which method did you use to kill the dinosaurs?
Yeah, I'm not. It's 2023. I'm not capable of coming up with a funny, creative response.
Gotcha.
It's 2023. I'm not capable. Would have been perfectly solid. And
Also fair.
The going theory right now is ninjas sent by the government.
I mean, fair. I tried to think of like some like genetic sequencing disease thing, and my brain just was not capable.
You couldn't pull some apocalypse virus out of your X-Men knowledge or something?
Not on the spot.
Nah.
Give me a couple minutes, I could have, but then the joke's ruined.
But the group continues on into these tunnels. And as you traverse, there is a change that overcomes the environment as simple bored rock gives way to a strange fleshy texture on the walls, as if it was being overgrown by some chitinous biomass. As your feet stop thudding on stone and start to squish.
Great.
I guess.
No way this isn't a disaster.
When I poke it, does it react?
It shudders a little bit. As if like tickling a synapse.
I don't know what a synapse is. I'm going to, I don't know, attack the wall. I don't like this. This is disturbing.
You swing your weapon at the wall and carve out a bit of chitinous flesh. It does bleed.
Okay.
I hate everything to do with that.
Please do not murder the walls. It's not a good opponent. It can't fight back.
No, that's fair. It's just, this is very. You'll tell me if I become possessed by something, right?
Yes. Of course.
Good.
What might you become possessed by?
I don't know. Tina looks kind of worried. I don't want to, though. Well, I'm going to go faster now. Tina starts running.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure she.
You gonna stop her?
Do you pass Hyperatia or?
Yes, I don't like this. We need to kill whatever this is faster. Yeah. There's no radiation down here. She said there was less there's probably not radiation, so we don't need to wait for her to check at every door anymore. Yes, I run.
Tina!
Yeah?
Bad idea. No, bad idea. You need to come back.
We're here to kill
Tina?
stuff. What?
Please come back.
But we're here to kill stuff, and it was loud. It's probably knows we're here already, and we're going through this weird...
There could be traps or an ambush or something, and if you are by yourself, you could get killed.
She comes back.
Thank you.
Nicely done.
As soon as I see something that fights back.
I will not stop you, all right?
Thanks.
Just
Okay.
stay with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ifratia very pointedly, like as the group is walking, hits a catch on the side of her bolt gun and takes the magazine out, puts it on her belt, and pulls out a different magazine and loads it into the gun.
What's that for?
She sort of tilts it over, like tilts the weapon a little bit, and sort of like shows the side of the gun to Tina. Hellfire rounds. Specially designed with a corrosive toxic acid that was originally developed to combat Tyranids in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Delightful.
The core and tip of the shell are replaced with a vial of mutagenic acid with thousands of needles that fire into the target upon the shattering of the vial. It melts targets from the inside.
I've seen them used. They're horrifying.
Great. On that happy note, are we going?
And you continue on into the tunnel. Eventually, the flesh growth becomes more intense as you see what look like stalks of like flowering plant matter, as if enormous tendrils curling up out of the wall, made out of this weird biomass. Some of them have like suction cups on the sides of them, and some like sprout noxious looking flowers that you do your best not to look anything close to.
This isn't normal. These should be mushrooms. It's not a mushroom.
You're very much not mushrooms.
Yeah. Tina is trying to get the group to hurry faster.
That's what I'm saying. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Where's
So,
going?
Eventually, you come to a narrowing in the tunnel, and through you can hear the sounds of activity. And Hyphratia sort of holds a hand up as she sort of listens for a second. This may be our best chance. I'm not hearing much activity. It sounds like the orc distraction has been effective. Most of their forces have been drawn away. This is probably the central hive, which means what will remain will be the patriarch and pure strains. So be ready for probably the most dangerous fight you've ever encountered so far.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Tina
And with
runs.
that,
Yeah.
go on. You run ahead.
I'm running in. Blair said, go ahead. So
Not exactly what she said.
Close enough.
close enough.
All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, she can't stop you now.
fight time.
All right.
I realize that Tina is still heavily injured because our medic is not here. It's gonna go great. You're gonna love my next character. Yeah. Delightful.
So, the group of you begin to make your way down this tunnel. Initiative, we begin. Who would like to go first? I'm assuming the answer is Tina.
Yes, correct. I would like to, let's see here.
Should I be seeing more than just a black screen?
Yes.
You may want to reload.
Yeah. What's my speed again? How does combat work? I always have to remind myself. 6. Yeah, I would like to run up kind of right here and attack this one that I'm right next to.
All right. Give me an athletics check as you try and jump over that mouth in the ground.
Oh, okay. 6.
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
As you also earn a glory.
Sweet. We'll need it.
I should have brought the trackers over. 1 second. God, my computer is handling internet stuff really slowly today. I'm probably need to restart it after this. All right. Glory has been earned.
Yeah, I have reloaded and even opened a brand new tab, and I still am just seeing a black screen on my side.
Is a token
I see
might not have
token,
sight?
but other than that, everything's black.
That sounds like a token sight thing.
Hang on, let me take the sight off of your token and put it back. Oh wait, actually, I might know the answer. Does that do anything for you?
No.
Okay, 1 second. Dynamic lighting off. Save settings. You should just see the entire map now.
Yep.
Don't know why that was being weird.
Okay,
So Tina, you rush and hop over this indentation in the ground that you realize as you hop over it is a mouth that has teeth.
I'll point that out to the other people, just sort of yelling back, "Chief!" as I point down and rush forward.
And you leap forward, and immediately to your left, you see sort of uncurling and standing up this chitinous creature that has 4 limbs that end in razor-sharp claws. Its head elongated and filled with razor-sharp fangs. As it sort of leans up and sort of hisses at you, you sort of rush up and attack it.
Yep. On my sort of yell about teeth is going to turn into a roar, and I'm going to try and use this nice new sledgehammer I got very recently. I have... Sorry, remind myself of all of my things. Wait, actually, that's not an orc weapon, so I don't get my cool stuff with that. I'm actually going to just stick with my choppa, actually, because I have a bonus die with that.
Yep.
So let's do that. The attack bonus die, yeah, it's already on there. Okay. 6.
That hits. Roll damage.
15.
Ouch.
Yeah.
AP of 1 reduces their resilience of 7 down to 6, so they take 9 wounds.
Yep.
As you rush up and just with this big chopper, just swing down and slam into the side of this gene stealer. It takes it in the side and seems to stagger for a second, but it is not down.
Okay.
It is now its turn,
Sure.
as it will choose to attack you back with its razor claws.
Mm-hmm.
It has rending claws.
Oh,
Don't-
God.
I don't like that. Ooh.
That's not good.
Ooh.
That's
Uh-oh.
not good.
Uh-oh.
It rolls damage.
Join us next week for Changeling.
So that is 17 damage with an AP of -2.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, my resilience was 11.
So 9.
I think
So that is 6, 8. And it's 8 wounds.
8 wounds. Okay. So I had 2 left.
How are you on shock?
I got 3.
What's your determination value at?
Determination is 4. I don't think.
Yeah,
I can make it.
It's not worth rolling determination.
Yeah,
you can't save enough, and it's not going to instantly kill you. So
No, because it has to get down to it'd have to be 9 to do that. Right?
it would have to deal 9 damage because you're at 2 right now.
Yes.
You're 2 now.
My max
You have
is
7
7.
max.
7.
So it has to get like
Yeah, it would have to do 7 more wounds past you, and it's only dealing 8 right now, which would do 6 more after.
yep.
Oh, you're fine. You know, off by 1.
I'm
What are you
good.
complaining about?
I'm good. Does
So
this
you-
I don't remember. Am I at negatives now or
No, you
is
just go to
it-
0.
I just go to 0. Okay. Well, Tina's down.
You are downed, and you take a memorable injury. Roll me a d6.
Okay. 3.
That is on the memorable injury table.
Oh, that's why it keeps.
You guys keep rolling focused burn on your memorable injuries.
Yep. What if I already have that one? Is it just I just got 2 of them now?
No, it becomes a severe burn.
Okay. Cool.
As you now have even worse scar tissue and like some of your flesh has peeled away as some of your ammo goes off on your face.
Okay. I have to say that there is a crit. I don't know if that does something.
Don't you have a thing? Like a diehard or something like that?
Oh, I do. When you suffer more wounds than your maximum wounds, you are not dying. Roll once on the memorable injuries table and heal 1 wound. So, yes.
You have 1 wound left.
Oh, wait. You know what? So I used that during the last fight. Have we regrouped since then, technically, or not?
You have technically had a regroup, yes.
Okay. Then I immediately use it. I'm at 1. So Tina falls and then just sort of like, "Ugh!"
That brings it back to friendlies. Who would like to go next?
Go ahead.
I think Laurel would.
Mm.
So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Sorry, should be slightly more forward because it's
One
right
second.
theirs.
Okay, so she's going to draw both of those plasma blades and activate both of them. And so how does dual attacking work in this system?
You can. I apparently dropped things. Let me. So you can, for one, you're missing the dual wielding talents that make it effective. But essentially, you can choose to multi attack. You can take a multiple action penalty to try and make an attack action. Well, hang on, because this is where the action economy gets kind of weird. Is when you try and make multiple attacks against the same target as opposed to against multiple targets. You can't take more than one attack action using a multi-action. That is correct. So both of them will apply to your defense and make it harder to hit you because they both have the defensive trait. However, unless you were trying to hit multiple targets, or if you had the simultaneous strike talent, which would let you hit with both of them at once, they won't provide extra damage or anything at the moment. But you can make an attack with the plasma.
Fair enough. I'll take the extra 2 instances of parry for having them both out. So we will make our attack roll of breaking course.
I mean, you hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
That makes their resilience of 7 drop to 4. Which deals enough wounds to kill it. As you focus fire and bring down the first of the Gene Stealers.
Aristarchus, Tina is down.
No! Stop! Doing fine.
That's it for my turn.
Enemies gets to go now. Wish I could tell where their fucking speed was. It's always hiding from me. There it is. 8. Wonderful.
Oh, that's very, very fast. Goodness.
I also have 8 speed, so
Nice. I have speed 6.
This one only needs to run up here.
What is speed based off of?
Your speed is, I believe, primarily based on your species, but let me double check.
Yeah.
I did not mark. I did not change that on my sheet. Speed.
Adding detail, traits.
Page 29.
Yes, I believe your speed is determined by your species.
Yes. 6. Okay.
At least your base speed. You can take talents and stuff that will increase it.
Right. Anyway.
Yeah. Yep. This Gene Stealer is going to try and attack Laurel as the person who just killed the other Gene Stealer in front of it. What's your defense with those two swords out?
How much does parry add? Is it plus one?
Plus
for
one each. Yeah.
5.
Nice.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
Go off then, I guess. Whatever.
This will be 14 damage at an AP of -2 coming at you.
Okay.
What's your armor value right now?
6.
What's your total resilience on top of that? Is that your total resilience?
My total resilience is 10.
Okay.
Nice.
So drops to 8. So you only take 6. And you can roll determination on that if you want, because you still have shock.
I would like to.
Well,
you turn one of those into a shock.
Okay.
So you take 5 wounds and 1 shock.
how you doing?
I've got 2 more wounds I can take and 3 more shock I can take before we're dying. So, not great, Bob.
It's the
This
going.
is where we should turn and run.
Yeah.
Just let them. It'll be fine. It was their time.
All right. Would either of the two of you like to go, or would you like to let one of the NPCs go?
Blair would like to go, if that's
All right.
okay.
Go ahead.
All right, where? There you are. All right. Blair is going for this one that just attacked Laurel.
Now that you've been warned about the mouth and the ground, you can move around it, yeah?
Okay.
Keep in mind, y'all, these are the small ones.
Mhm.
I know.
We haven't even encountered Big Boy up here.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But I suggest
All
I
right, I'm
phrase
using.
Blair.
Where is it? Sorry, my character sheet doesn't want to scroll. There we go. All right, I'm going to use the plasma axe.
Roll me your attack.
Oh.
Do you want to use a wrath to reroll that?
Yes, please.
Hit reroll.
Yeesh.
That is unfortunately still a miss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I will gain a ruin.
Run, save yourself.
As you run up and swing this plasma axe at this Gene Stealer, and their body like bends unnaturally at the waist, like it does like a full like backslide as it, even though it's you swing from behind it, and its entire like body, like its upper torso, just leans back down under the axe and looks at you with teeth.
Like one of those air things at car dealerships.
Kind of,
Like
yeah.
the inflatable arm flailing
Yeah.
man.
Just
Oh,
Only, with teeth and claws.
yeah.
How far does this one move? If it wants to get anywhere, it's just gonna move for now. Remy, would you like to go, or would you like to let the other people go first?
Sure, I'll go.
If you want to run, this is your chance,
Is-
bud.
All joking aside, I'm in the presence of those two, and you know which two I'm talking about. I turn and run. I'm making about 3 steps before my headless body hits the ground.
That's true.
I'm assuming speed is related to squares.
Yes. It is an exact number of squares you can move.
4, 5, 6. 6. Let's stay there.
Fair.
I'm gonna shoot at this one.
Take a shot.
Oh.
Wow.
I just want to say that reliable on that's kind of fucking lying.
Oh shit! What does reliable do again?
It ignores the first complication in the scene.
Oh, okay, cool.
So if you
Well,
if there had been a
just
1 in
for
there,
fun.
A worse roll. So Jeremy's first.
For those who aren't
results were
paying
3,
attention,
1, and
or
2.
for
and
those
then,
who can't see, which
Yeah.
includes the people on the stream, because this is the janky setup where we don't have the roll 20 chat. I rolled a 3, a 1, and a 2, and then with my wrath, re-rolled, and I got a 1, a 1, and a 2. Because it's me touching dice, even
Could
digitally.
be slightly lower, so don't do it again. It would happen.
I mean, I don't think I can.
No, you can't.
It would be really funny if I could and
Yeah.
somehow rolled like
Yeah, 1, 1, and 1.
3. It could be worse than 1, 1, and 1.
It could be 1-1 and a complication.
No, but you
I mean, that
ignore
is a complication.
One, so
1,
that's
1, 1
fine.
is a complication.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's my turn.
Yeah. What is the speed on the Patriarch?
73.
Hopefully slower, bigger things.
He is just as fast.
Oh, damn it. Okay, never mind.
Remember, sometimes bigger things have stronger legs and this can jump.
Yeah.
Speaking of, it is going to have to take its action to leap over this caustic lake of genetic material as it lands right here,
Oh, yeah.
which is its turn.
Can you describe the monstrosity we're looking at?
Absolutely. So, leaping out of the shadowed end of this large grotto is an enormous 4-limbed monstrosity. Well, 6 limbs if you count the legs. Monstrosity. It looks. So, those of you who have seen Alien, and you know the Alien Queen,
Right.
mix that with a gray man, like the gray alien style. Like, instead of the massive chitinous plate, you just have like a bulging head that looks like it's made of brain matter. Massive rows of teeth, an enormous head, 4 limbs that end in massive razor sharp claws, chitinous bone plates across its body. 2 large, enormous feet that end in talons and a massive, thick tail swinging behind it as it lumbers out from its hiding hole. Considering the situation, it sort of stomps forward and roars this echoing bellow that drools spittle out of it that sort of fizzes as it hits the ground as if it's made of acid.
Fun.
Considering the situation, I think Hyphatia is going to go next. And she steps up to the situation. She's going to actually take right here so that she can have a good shot. Right there. All right, Hyphatia, what do your stats look like? It's been a while since I created you. Right, cool. Cool. Okay. So she is going to fire her bolt gun at all three of these targets that are in front of everyone. And is going to use her salvo to reduce the penalty for doing so, which will only make it a +2 instead of a +4. First target misses the first one, definitely hits the second one, definitely hits the third one. And these are Hellfire rounds, so they deal an extra 3 bonus damage. The 2 targets that were hit, or 3 extra damage dice. Cool. And yep, okay. So Hyphrasia sort of steps forward with this bolt gun and starts to unload a bevy of shots that sort of spread across the 3 that are in front. Catching the second one in the chest, the round sort of detonates against it, but it punches through significantly, and you can see the sort of like half melted insides of this thing begin to spill out of the hole, but it doesn't seem to fall over yet, as its armor still takes effect. And then the leader takes a similar shot to the torso, for significantly more damage. And Hyphrasia just calls back over her shoulder. Aristarchus, medical attention will be needed shortly. Well, not Aristarchus. She didn't really get his name thoroughly, but Mechanicus, medical attention will be needed shortly. And the last one will run up and try and hit Tina.
Yep.
Here. What's your defense?
2.
I don't know why a GM rolled that instead of just hitting the button, but yeah, somehow they miss you.
What?
1 success on 10 dice. As the roll is 1, 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just keeps going.
Why not you have Wrath?
I do have Ruin, but I'm not. They don't get to use Ruin. They're not champions.
Okay. I do not mind if Tina dies in this fight. This is great. Terrible decisions have been made.
Aristarchus is going to... Yeah. Aristarchus is going to slip past into the fray here. Sort of sidling his way around the Gene Stealers that are in the way. And is going to try and multi-action heal both Tina and Laurel. First for Tina.
Yeesh.
Yep, that'll do it. So you're going to heal 3 wounds.
Cool.
Hang on, let me double check the healing. Medicaid test. There we go. Heal wounds. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, you will heal 3 wounds.
Back up to about half.
And
Excuse me.
then for Laurel. You will heal
Nice.
4 wounds. As Aristarchus sort of slips through the onslaught and reaches out with the newly augmented syringe hand and jabs one finger into Tina's shoulder, and then the Medicaid mechadendrite off of his back just sort of reaches out and injects another one into Laurel as he just sort of sidles up and goes, "All right, the two of you on your feet. Let's make sure that we've got the right tools and efficiency to bring these heretics the Omnissiah's justice." That's all of the enemies have gone already, so Saris is also going to step over here and use her force sword to try and take out the Gene Stealer that's already been injured. Plasma force sword. She's going to use one of her wrath. Wow. She will still miss somehow. But that brings it back to the top. Who would like to go?
Yes.
All right, Tina, you're up.
I am gonna go after this big one right here. Let's do it. Step over there. I'm gonna try the sledgehammer this time because I realized it has AP and that seems useful right now. So I'm gonna swing it. It is heavy, so
It's unwieldy.
unwieldy, so I've hindered 1. That basically
No, if it hits them, it will inflict hindered 1.
got it.
It has inflict hindered 1, but it is unwieldy, which means their defense is 1 higher than it would be otherwise.
Got it. All right. Well, we're gonna try attacking. Let's see here. 7 with the complication.
So you're only going to miss that because of the unwieldy. Would you like to use your wrath to re-roll those?
Ooh, yes, I would. Let's spend those. There we go.
You go.
9.
Now you hit.
Yeah.
You can't
All right.
spend anything because you don't have enough
Yep.
things to spare,
But better than nothing. 17. AP3.
Ow.
Yeah.
That's 11 more wounds to it.
Well, let's try this out.
And
I just
Tina
sort of
just steps up with the hammer and just
underhanded, like with a very, very dramatic croquet sort of swing.
It's like uppercut it across the jaw, and you hear bone splinter as its head rears back, and it looks at you in raw fury as it is now going to try and kill you.
Yep.
As it tries to use its monstrous rending claws. Gene Stealer Patriarch.
Oh yeah. Well, wait.
Only rolled 4 successes to try and hit you.
Terrible. My defense is 2.
It still hits you.
Yeah.
I get a ruin. It doesn't actually do a crit effect because NPCs don't crit like that. I just get ruin. However, this might hurt and or kill.
Yeah.
Yep, that's 17 damage coming at you.
17. Okay. And AP3. So my resilience is 11. So it'd be, hang on, math.
Actually, it's 9.
9.
That's 9 damage coming at you. That would be 5 over. Wouldn't kill you.
No, that would not. My maximum is 7.
Thud.
Yeah, I do fall though.
Yeah.
I am out for the second time.
Roll another memorable injury.
Yep.
Wait, did that first one not apply because you immediately got back to 1?
I believe you still take the memorable injury, don't you?
Yes.
From
Yes. Let me look at it. Yeah, roll once in the memorable injuries table. So
memorable injuries are just cosmetic. They're not the
Yeah.
ones that kill you.
but 5.
Hey, it's actually a different one this time. What is it?
Yay! I don't know.
Let's find out. Wounds and dying. You've developed a twitch.
Yeah.
As its claw sort of shreds across your face, and you think it might have hit something important in your neurons, not that you know what those are.
And Tina falls.
Who would like to go next?
I believe I would. So Laurel is going to take stock of the situation, sheathe her 2 plasma swords, shift up here, and flip out that ranger rifle. And take aim at the Patriarch with a Sniper 4 weapon.
All right.
See if I...
Assuming you take a minor action to aim.
Yes.
Which will add an extra bonus attack dice to your roll. 2 bonus attack dice, actually. So roll 2 more dice.
Okay.
Well, nice.
Nice.
You can afford to shift to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can afford to shift one of those for extra damage if you want.
I will shift 1 for extra damage.
All right, and then you sniper also adds 4 extra damage because it's sniper 4. So you're going to add a total of 5 extra damage dice to this attack roll. $13 damage.
Probably not much because this is an AP, but you know.
Well, it's 9 resilience drops that damage to 4 coming through, but of its 16 wounds that it's already taken, it only has a max wounds of 18. So how do you want to do this?
So Laurel is just very quickly going to sheath, slide, flip that out, take aim right between the eyes, and just blow out the back of its head.
So as this creature is like struck down Tina with one of its claws, and Tina sort of lays back limp on the ground as it sort of leans forward as if it's about to just reach down and take a bite out of Tina's flesh. There's the whine of a ranger rifle spooling up, and its eyes sort of track up and look at Lorwell for just a moment, and your eyes meet the beast's for just a fraction of a second before there is a puff of energy, and there is now a slashed hole through the side, through the front of its head as it passes through the brain matter and bursts out of the back as the creature, its eyes dull. They had literally been glowing, but the glow in the eyes dies away and it tips over to the side. Of note, when the Patriarch dies, the hive mind is disrupted, and all of the remaining gene stealers, including the ones in the room with you, holy shit, okay, not explode, but definitely have some problems. Hang on a second.
Oh boy. I might have done more damage than good here.
Oh no, you did much more good than you think. Holy fuck. Well, this one that was already injured falls over from the psychic backlash. And these two are stunned. So they lose their next turns, which means it is now just everybody else can go.
So as that falls, knowing the Tyranid biology and the fact of the hive mind, she will just scream, "End it now!"
So who would like to go next?
Blair will go if that's all right.
Yep.
All right.
Swing the axe again.
Yeah, going for that one.
You have +2 bonus dice on hitting this thing because it's stunned.
Good.
Nice.
That hits. Roll your damage. Nice.
Nice.
Be 7 reduced to 4, takes 6 wounds. Not dead yet. Who's next?
Sure. Boom.
You get +2.
Yep.
So there you go.
You have a chance to hit if you reroll.
Sure.
You hit it.
Hey!
Roll the damage. I think that's literally the first time that Remy's ever hit anything with that gun, with any gun actually.
That's not
Wow.
true. He's hit things with other guns, just not this one.
Okay.
A lot of damage.
With that
it's a
AP
big
of
gun.
with that AP of -1, you sort of level the bolt revolver and sort of steady your hand for a second and just pull the trigger, and the shot crashes into this stunned Gene Stealer and detonates, and its insides just splatter across the ground, and it dies.
Can it have splattered all over someone like Aristarchus? Who's
Oh, it
on the
absolutely
other side?
splatters all over Aristarchus.
Wonderful.
Who would like to go? I think that's all the players.
Yeah.
Hyphratia is going to step over here and use her chainsword.
Eesh.
So she'll shift 3 for extra damage.
Oh my god. That's 23 damage for folks.
Because the chainsword is brutal, and apparently all of those were either 5s or 6s.
Eesh.
As she just steps up with this chainsword and just swings it into this Gene Stealer, and just like puts her hand on the back guard and just presses the chainsword as it's revving into the Gene Stealer and pushes it down into the ground as the teeth go to work on it. That is a no longer existing Gene Stealer. And the last thing that Remy's going to do, not Remy, that Aristarchus is going to do, is try and keep Tina from dying here real quick.
Yep.
You will regain 4 wounds.
Hey. It's a good fight.
I mean, I don't see any other enemies. Is that it?
Yep, that is this fight is currently over.
All right, let's go. We did what we were supposed to do. Let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you. We're moving. We're walking.
Hyphratia looks up as Remy says that. Well, at the very least, the tunnels we came from should lead out generally, so we can follow those, or we can follow one of these two and hope it doesn't lead into more Gene Stealers.
Can everyone walk all right now?
Yep.
Test leg. Yeah.
All right. Blair will start to head out.
Are you heading back the tunnel you came down, or one of the other two?
We came down.
All right.
We don't know what's down those other two tunnels.
I know.
Johnny does.
I'm not even talking about bad guy. I'm talking about 17 years later, you're still trying to get out because
You got lost.
you've gotten hopelessly lost.
So you turn and return back down the tunnel from whence you came, and go for as far as need be. Eventually, you find yourself back in that section where the ground had given out from the floor above you. Do you want to keep going and see if this tunnel leads out, or do you want to try and climb back up there?
Can we feasibly climb?
You can try. You probably have to try and jury rig some rubble and see how that goes, but
Yeah, I can do what I did last time. Yeah.
Fall and land on your face?
I helped them climb down.
Oh, last time, not what just happened several minutes ago.
yeah, if you got some kind of clever idea for assigning building rubble back up, you might be able to climb back up, but you can also just follow the tunnel and see where it leads.
Let's just follow the tunnel and see where it goes.
Yes. Ceres,
Yes.
can you assist?
I might be able to lift some of this rubble, she says as she sort of focuses for a second.
Don't sound so put out by it.
And she puts a hand to the side of her head and sort of raises another hand and begins to focus. And she's going to make a psychic mastery test. Steris Artinos. Skills, psychic mastery.
Is that something she would do in front of another?
Oh yes, they're fully
Okay.
aware that they're Inquisition.
Okay. Beautiful.
Good enough. And she sort of focuses for a second, and bits of the rubble that had fallen sort of straighten themselves out and sort of arrange themselves in a roughly climbable pile that sort of reaches most of the way up. That'll make it doable to try and climb back up. Some of you might need assistance, but
I'm climbing on Tina's back.
Yep.
That's how I got down.
That is true.
Tina, make me an athletics check and climb.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna wait until
You
the
slip,
other.
fall, and land back first.
I am gonna wait until the rest of the group climbs up because I am heavy,
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
the president is likely to break it, and also don't want to land on everyone else.
Theris will climb up just fine as she sort of scrabbles her way up this pile of debris that she has assembled. Blair and or Laurel, would you like to climb?
Yes.
You'd like to use your wrath to reroll that.
I want to use all the wrath.
It resets every game anyways.
Okay, all right, I'll reroll. I feel bad for using our wrath.
It's your wrath. You only get they haven't used any glory.
It's not the pool.
Okay.
Oh boy. You got 2.
Honestly, that was what you needed.
That's
Oh.
good.
Okay.
Okay. Then I will take back my reroll then.
Groom,
As the two of you sort of scramble, it's a little awkward, but you manage to scramble your way up and try and climb back up onto the upper platform.
Okay, hang on.
Hang on, let me roll for Aristarchus as well.
Yeah.
And might as well for Hyphratia will go up last. Where is Aristarchus? Aristarchus will.
Aristarchus is as good as mine.
He has a 1 die pool for athletics.
Oh boy.
Worse
Can
than mine,
he?
technically.
Can he also?
he will
hang on?
look over. He will look over at Tina and be like, "Could you give me a quick boost, Miss Tina?"
Yeah.
Just throw him.
So he'll get bonus dice equal to either your strength or your athletics, whichever is would like your strength rating or your athletics rating, whichever is.
I think athletics is higher. 9. I got 9.
Well, that's your total pool.
Oh, combined.
What's your rating?
Strength. I have 7.
Your strength is 7, and your athletics is how many ranks of athletics? You have 3.
2.
2. Oh, yeah, so 2. Yeah, so he'll take those 7 bonus dice from your strength.
Yeah. There you go.
As you boost him up, and he just climbs up with you. You basically toss him up most of the rubble, and he sort of scrambles his way up the rest of it.
I like the idea that he just gets thrown straight up, and he gets up there, and Blair just grabs his hands and pulls them out.
The tracks.
Here we go. You want to try that?
No.
Okay.
Right, Tina, roll me athletics.
Yeah.
Call me weird, but I have sort of a thing about potentially falling.
You think you'd get used to it by now?
Yes,
I've only done it once.
I mean, technically, you fell the other time. This, the one that was shortly.
I like to think more that I like snowboarded down on your back.
You sort of hand over hand pull yourself up this pile of rubble.
Yep.
Hyphratia, shortly after you, just sort of one hand over the other, climbs up.
All right, we're up here. We're moving. We're walking. We're walking.
And we're walking. And we're walking.
No.
Get the fuck out of here.
As you walk, Hyphratia sort of looks at the readings on her bracer. Well, it looks like gene stealer activity in general is being quickly mopped up by the orcs. In the aftermath of the Patriarch's death, they've become immediately disorganized, which has given the Greenskins the upper hand.
Great.
And as much as I am generally loath to allow orcs to establish a foothold, I would rather a colony of orcs than the Hive Fleet.
Sure.
And she continues on.
Hold on. How much radiation is there here?
It's scattered throughout the facilities. It's not everywhere.
Does it go away?
Over time.
Like air out the. Okay. How long does it take?
Depends on how quickly things are venting. In the areas where there's no ventilation, it could take years or centuries, as is the case with this place. However, in areas where we could send down potential teams to clear out the debris and radiation, it could be cleared much more quickly.
Or like if there was a big hole sort of through a level.
Theoretically.
Okay. I want to go see how the other orcs are doing. I look back at Blair. Can I run ahead?
How far off are they?
Oh, they're a ways off. They've been spreading throughout the entirety of this tunnel system.
They're everywhere.
We don't know exactly where they are right now. They're all over.
No, but you just kind of have to listen and then.
There are creatures all over.
Eileen,
What?
I think you just have to say yes or no because any logic she's going to try to counter.
Tina, how about we'll finish up here and then we will all go looking for them. All right?
I think we're finished here.
Are we?
Everything's
completely
dead.
finished?
As we're like walking through.
I mean, you've killed the patriarch,
doesn't-
which was the stated goal.
Okay. Okay. How do I get this responsibility?
We need to get a move on. The person we're looking for could move at literally any time, may already have done so.
Uh-huh.
He's right.
I'll run very fast.
Tina,
I'll meet you back at where we left the bicycle or the she would call it whatever it is. What is it called again? Ridge Runner.
Look, I'm walking. Y'all do what y'all gonna do.
Tina, the choice is yours. All right. But we are on a mission here.
Yep. Got it. Cool. She runs. And she is basically running back all the way up to the front and then back around to try and find one of the orcs of her tribe, anyone who's the first one she finds.
Yeah. And as Tina splits off to try and locate her tribe and see how the progress of the fight has gone, and as the rest of you try and regroup back at the Ridge Runner to try and get the fuck out of here, that is where we will end for the week.
Alrighty, later.
Say goodbye.